welcome to session...
Welcome to the shit show.
Welcome to the shit show. Welcome to session 43, I believe. We're on 43. Let's recap briefly. You all met and debated and discussed until the sun rose, but in the end, you summoned 3 gods to the battlefield. You decided not to go with the sun, with Mordu, Mordu. You decided not to go with him and use his power, and summon his father anyway, which you all did brilliantly. Keladri was amazing. I know you weren't there for it, Keladri, but
I forgot about that.
You did amazing. Opening a portal literally to Thaunis's realm, where Kieran was able to use his soul powers to kind of lock in on Thaunis's presence, his energy. And in the end, you all realized that Thaunis was kind of fighting back. And you all dug deep and drug him from his realm to Burke, to the World Tree. All of this energy and magic. Meanwhile, Mud and Yasin keeping the sun Mordu at bay, literally smacking him with crits with Mud's hammer, and Yasin forming this shield wall of ice and then shooting shards into Mordu's wings. All of this epic magic battle-y hoo-ha happening awakened the world serpent, Jormungandr, the giant snake. Literally, you are all the size of like one of his fangs. That's how big this serpent is. He's huge compared to some of the biggest dragons you've ever seen. He is a god among gods, and he has been awakened. And you watch as his snake form moves around the tree until his massive head appears above you. And that is where we will start tonight's session. Make sure you have your character sheets up and ready.
That's what I'm getting up.
Because this is not cool now. In front of you is Thaunis, brought to his knees and held captive by Kieran's soul stone, which sits beneath Thaunis on the ground. From the soul stone, energy spikes out in yellow lightning, taking his arms and bringing them down to his side, shackling his ankles and trapping him against this marshy, sandy ground. And he looks up at the party, and for a moment you see blazing anger in his eyes, a deep-seated rage that burns so brightly, tears start to fall down his face. Behind him, you see Mordu, wings shredded by Yasin's ice storm, face ripped by Mud's hammer, and he seethes as he stares at the back of his father's head. Mud and Yasin literally between him and what he wants most, which seems to be to kill his father in this moment. Behind Mordu, the world serpent tilts its head to stare down at these tiny things that have awakened him with magic strong enough to rip open a hole in the fabric of space and time. It has not gone away. it's continuing to slowly grow on its own. In the sky above all of you, you can see the sky of the Tavern of Realms spread across Burke's sky, as if a giant portal were trying to swallow the planet. To either side of the party, armies are screaming and raging in fear and in terror. You can hear dragons calling to the night sky, to their god, and to the serpent above. Because the sky has gone from morning to pure black. And on the other side, you can hear the dwarves banging their shields with Thanos being revealed, and them chanting their king's name. Fafnir! 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 What do you all do? Yeah.
So where is the space-time slit?
Directly above all of you, I would say it is about 30 feet in the air above you and spreading out.
So okay, can I do like a roll to see what the potential if I go in there is?
What you see is the Tavern of Realms on the other side.
Okay, so that's
Recognize
just what it is.
Yeah, you recognize
Okay. So, do I see anything changing with Thanos since he's not in his realm?
Roll investigation.
Okay. I have qualms because I have suspicions.
I'd like to see how Mordu reacts. Does Mordu know that his dad is here now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, he does know.
He knows.
Roll to see how he's reacting.
Yeah, roll perception in your case.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So here's what you notice from Thanos, Grim.
Mm-hmm.
His body is vibrating. He's shaking. And at first, you think it's because he's trying to pull against the restraints. You think he's trying to break free of Kieran's soul stone binding. But as you reach out with your magics, you start to realize that Thanos' body is not vibrating because of muscle strain. He is physically vibrating in space, in time, in the arcana. He's phasing, and you can barely see him as he kind of blurs every now and then, just and then he holds himself in, and then holds himself. Yasin, what'd you get?
Got a 16.
With a 16, you notice a couple of interesting things about Mordu. First, he stops attacking, and his whole body posture settles back. He's no longer aggressively trying to break through. Now he's sizing things up. And his vision has moved from looking at you and Mud, and he's staring daggers at the back of his father's head. But what you see, that's the most interesting thing, this is what your 16 gets you, you see fear in his eyes.
In whose eyes?
Mordu. As he stares at the back of his father's head, Mordu is actually scared.
Oh, it's a big game. Now it's time to back it up.
Can I do a perception roll on why? For like what I can sense if he's scared or if he's a little like why he's scared.
Why he's scared?
Like is he scared because it's his dad or he doesn't know what's happening with his dad or
no roll will tell you that.
Yeah. Okay.
You won't be able to see that off of his expression. You have to talk to him to see why he's scared.
Okay, well then where is he in this
It's outside the circle area that you guys were in. We made a moat around it.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's about a good 20 feet, maybe 25 feet from you, Grim. You are positioned in the center of this circle. Faunus is directly in front of you. You have Estrella, Keladri, Kieran. You guys are all next to each other. About 10 to 15 feet in front of you is Mud and Yasin, who have made a barrier between them and Mordu, who's about another 10 feet from them.
Okay. Can I ask Thonis something?
Of course you can. Talk away. That's what he's here for.
I'm gonna ask him, do you know what's happening to your body, kind of thing? What? Is that a bad thing? I'd be like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are you spazzing in time?
Okay, cool. Okay. Faunus looks up at you, Grim, and you can see that the tears have stopped flowing. His face is just wet, and he's starting to sweat. And as you stare at his face, sometimes you can clearly see him, and sometimes it blurs. And so as he fights this, and he goes... That is not the right question to ask right now.
Okay,
Why? And Thonis looks around at the whole party, those of you who are there, Kieran, Keladri, Estrella, Grim, and just screams, why?
TBH? I don't remember why we did this in the first place. I was against this. I just want to remember that. So,
by the way.
I've been against this the whole time. That's why we debated for like an hour. But you my homies, and we did it. So what was the point again?
Wasn't it? I mean, Bonus seems like he was withholding details as well. So I mean, yeah, like I mean, if he's not going to tell us everything, then
we pull him out of his portal.
So we make him tell us stuff.
Yeah, I would say if he wants to share.
So this is a hostage negotiation kind of deal. Okay.
That's what it's turned into.
Can I
I honestly don't want Thonis to die. Just putting that out there. I feel like there's something there that we're missing, but
Well, this got the hots for Thomas.
Yeah, hot man.
But I also think that like it's not everything that we see or hear. There's something missing, and I've always had that itch, but I don't know what it is.
Kieran, what do you want to do?
I was gonna.
No, you go.
You go first.
No, you go.
We are kind of tandem in this current situation, so
my thought is too, just for the DM. Do we know where Tiamat is? Mordu's mom.
No.
Okay. Is there any way that any magic that we could use to maybe tell where she is, or?
We're trying to have a family reunion up in here.
Is, in a mythological sense, Tiamat is the god that births gods. She is so powerful and so beyond all of you that you could never touch her mind. You could never feel where she's at.
Untouchable.
I was going to say, in the heating up of this conversation, since we basically are coming face to face with someone that we are turning our back upon, I'm going to, with the intention of just letting him know that I can kind of like suck him into this soul stone, just like tighten the constraints a little bit.
Roll a d20. Let's do a strength check. But I want you to add, instead of strength, since you're doing this with Arcana, really, add your highest magic modifier, if it's wisdom, charisma, whichever ones that might be, whichever your highest number, and add that to your d20 against Thonis's strength.
19.
Yep, against a 17. And so what you see happening is Thonis feels what you're doing, and you watch him bend and blip and shift as he tries to stand. And you just take your hands and close your fists in front of you, and the soul stone constricts, and he jerks closer to it, and he looks up at all of you again. Why?
I'm gonna look at everybody who voted for this plan and say, ask your questions now. Because I'm the only one in front of him.
Can I pull the leaders of both sides that were trying to stop a war? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Can I pull them together to be in front of Thonis so we can have this little chat, since they're the reason we're doing this?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Also,
What?
the reason Thonis is here.
I'm fighting his kid. I'm busy.
How are we gonna How are we gonna get him over the moat and past Mordu?
Oh, they could.
Oh,
they
it's
could.
not that big of a moat, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like
I was just curious.
it was a trench.
Okay.
Estrella, so you call to either side, and you see Fafnir step forward, and I want you to make a wisdom saving throw as he steps forward and makes eye contact with you.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wisdom. 16?
With a 16, you just scrape by. You won't take damage, but what you feel when you make eye contact with him is that he's not Fafnir. And there is another presence that looks out his eyes at you, and you feel it try to dig into your mind, and you quickly bring up your barriers and your magical incantations, and you keep this dark creature out of your thoughts and out of it's trying. You feel it's trying to control you, and it already has control of Fafnir.
Are you okay?
All right, I want to handle that. I'm gonna let the Dragon Queen talk to Thonis, since she's a big old fan. And can I do like an Arcana check and see what's going on with him?
Sure. Roll Arcana. The Dragon Queen walks over, and as she takes off her helmet, you see Hiccup's mother is in tears. And she's looking at all of you going, "Why are you doing this to him? This is not what we talked about. Bringing him here doesn't mean bringing him in chains. Release the dragon god, or my army will attack."
Oh my god, these people are so
Yay.
Let's leave.
Can I do a quick check to see if Mordu's gonna pretty much stay where he is for the moment? Like, just kind of a quick check of his
Nobody can do this if you talk to the boy.
demeanor. Okay.
You can talk to him, or
Fine.
you can slowly back up and see what happens. Those are the only two ways that I'll let you test that. But you can't tell from looking at him.
He is unreadable.
Don't want to necessarily snap him out of it, because he's kind of...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna back up without talking to him.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, like, fully bring him out of whatever he's in.
Okay. As you do, Mordu's eyes don't change. He stares at his father, and how far back do you want to go?
I want to end up around the front, in front of Thonis, but, like... I want to keep him in the back pocket, because I like that he's strong, and that he actually hates Thonis, kind of like I do. But, you know, just want him to stay there for a second.
Yeah. As you move back, there is a moment where the two of you cross each other's path. In order to get to where you want to be with Thonis, but keep a fight line between you and Mordu, you have to cross his path. And as you do, his eyes lock with you. And you see him almost shake his head no as you get closer to his father. You don't know why. Nothing else is given to you, but there is this sense of childlike fear from Mordu. This isn't the rage of a beast. This is the fear of a child.
I'm gonna hold up a hand and just kind of give him a nod, like, I understand. And then, whatever this area of effect that the Soul Stone has on him, I do want to stay clear of that. I do not want to...
Yeah, you'd be fine.
I don't want to touch anything. But I do want Thonis to see me.
He does. And Thonis, as you cross his peripheral, Thonis turns to you, and he looks confused. And he stares into your eyes, and he goes from his screams of why to looking at you and going, "You can't be here now." And then he looks at Kieran. "You both can't be here now."
Mud's gonna stand up a little taller. Be a little taller. And, well, somebody didn't take care of their champions like they promised.
Ooh.
We had to find our own way out of this.
I got chills, by the way. Shit. That just right up and down. Oh! Okay, I gotta get back in
I have
Thomas's
my
head.
moments, I'm sorry.
Shit. Okay. Damn. Okay.
The music, the mood.
Thonis starts to nod. "I thought you and Kieran were lost, and the rest of you never came back. One time, one artifact, one piece of my soul. And yet here," and he looks around, "I see others. You abandoned me long before I knew what was going on. Explain yourselves, champions."
Bitch.
First of all, who lied first?
Austin
Who
says,
didn't
"You did."
protect his champions?
I was lost for 10 years or more, with another one of your champions you couldn't save. Where were you then? Who left who alone then?
You all knew the risks. I told you I could not leave my realm, that there was a chance for death, and if you died, that was it. I could not help, I could not intervene, and yet none came back, none honored their end of the bargain.
We couldn't come back. They died.
But they could. And he looks at Grim and Estrella. You always had the power to return, and you didn't.
Not without finding exactly what we were for.
Did you not think to ask? Did you not learn from the histories of the worlds? What am I, Estrella?
Bitch. Not entirely truthful, and we're having to figure out pieces along the way. This could have been a nice little TLDR when we met.
That reference does not make sense here.
Yeah, what is that? I was thinking that too, so.
These people had to find their own ways through these worlds because they didn't even know they could trust you. All you do is send people off to their deaths and don't give us any explanation. But it's fine, we're supposed to come back and give you your soul.
There is an element of trust to the relationship. There are things that you are not ready to know.
I think now is the time. Or else these people get to see their god as he truly is.
Thonis lowers his head and starts to slowly chant. It's barely a whisper, and only those in his presence can even hear him. But it's a language that no one would recognize.
I want to look back up at Mordu and see if he reacts to anything? He wouldn't hear it though, right?
No, you wouldn't hear it.
Oh.
As you look up at Mordu, you can see that Mordu takes a step back.
I'm gonna tell everybody to move. Get out of the area. Move. Away from him.
Grim.
Can I do an Arcana check to see what he's doing, kind of thing? A little hint, not like the whole shebang. I know that's not gonna be a thing, but like sense it or no? I'm just out.
You'd have to roll a 25 or higher to understand what.
Damn.
So you can try. You're welcome to try.
And it would be under Arcana.
Yep.
Even if I got a 20, I wouldn't get there, so it's all good.
So yeah, you have it. It is magic so far beyond you that it almost feels like a low vibration, kind of like when you just feel the bass of a speaker, and you feel it crawl up your skin. That's all of you are able to discern right now. His little whispers are sending shockwaves out from him. Estrella.
I want to give it one shot to see if I can get a 25 because I do have a chance.
Okay, if you got a chance, go for it.
I just want to try it.
Sure.
Nope. But I tried.
That's a good try. What did you get?
19.
19. With a 19, nothing changes.
Okay. That's fair.
I was
I
debating.
had a feeling. I was like, what?
Do you all listen to Mud and take a step back?
Yes.
I cannot take a step back because I'm
Fuck.
connected to the whole scenario.
Well, I feel like it's not gonna matter in a minute, but I just want to kind of ask Thomas, like, what is your end goal? Like, what do you want? And don't just say your fucking soul, or I'll freak out.
No, Grim. From the very first time we met, I was honest with you. I wanted to save all of these realities. They are merging, and they need to be separated. That is why I needed the pieces of myself again, to see if with my dying breath I could forever push them apart. You all knew this. We talked this. And you never came back.
I'm gonna tell him, honestly. I'm not gonna use like deception or anything.
Okay.
I want to tell him that I'm honestly sorry. But like, you're right. We were partners, and
Can
we
I-
made our own. What? What?
I want to insight check him before anyone apologizes. I don't trust him.
I don't know. I always have this thing with Honest. Like, yeah, he's rough and all this stuff, but I feel like at the heart there's something good. But I could be really, really fucking wrong.
Go ahead and roll insight, Estrella.
14.
As far as you know, he's telling the truth. And you do remember these conversations. You
Yeah.
remember why he wanted you all to go out and find these relics, was to save the realms.
Yeah.
And you also remember that he asked you while you were in those realms to do what you could to save the people.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I'm choosing to believe him in this moment at least.
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
don't think he's malicious at heart. Yeah, I think he fucked up and he did some stupid shit. But that's just my vibes, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell him, yes, we had an agreement and we were the ones that broke it. And I am sorry for that.
The
But
dragon-
lashing out on these people isn't gonna solve it.
I am not lashing out. I am trying to hold it in. Look
What?
up, Grim. Look up, all of you. As you do, you see that the tear in the sky is growing. that in the few minutes you have spent talking to Thonis, you can barely see the edge of this vortex as it spreads out, and above you it looks like the Tavern of Realms, the sky that you have seen in that place so often. I can't stop what is happening. At least not chained to your soul, Kieran.
I was gonna
The
say that's
dragon,
gonna
the dragon queen looks at all of you. I beg you, make this right, or I will.
You let it go?
Is everybody kind of somewhat clear of him, sort of thing?
Those who choose to be, Kieran has stayed, and it sounds like Grim has stayed close to continue talking.
Yeah. I would like to try to convince Karen to also let him out, but he would have to talk to me.
I'm gonna like be staring at Thanos, and I'm just gonna kind of like jump in and interject. We aren't supposed to be here. And I'm kind of like holding him down with like my energy.
Yep.
From my group, the original group I was with, we brought an artifact back to you, and it was absorbed. I did not see any fruits of that. What guarantee do we have that it's not just giving you energy? And all of this is just a facade. We have been tricked. There have been illusions. I have watched my friends die. Multiple times I have died as well. This is no action that we take lightly. So explain yourself now. And I like get ready to make a choice.
Damn, all you giving me chills tonight. Shit. Who's running the game?
You're making it intense,
Ooh.
okay? We gotta be intense.
I love this. I love this.
He
This is
said
awesome.
who's running the
Whew. Thanos slowly looks up at you, Kieran. And you feel your spirit side activate on its own. And everything fills in. Slowly, your arm comes into being. Your face is whole again. And you watch as the other side of your body starts to match. As the spirit energy you are using to hold him consumes you. Kieran, all champions die in the end. It is written in the fabric of time and space. None have ever lived. None ever will. And I am sorry for this. If I told you this day one, would you have risked your life to get this far? I can offer you nothing. I can give you nothing. Tell you nothing that would convince you that what you are doing is right. We have talked all that we can. And if I could not convince you with words, you do not trust me beyond this point, then you all, and he starts to look at the rest of you, will have to make a decision. Let me go, or end it here and now. The queen puts her helmet back on and turns and walks without any further words towards her army. And you watch her raise one hand into the air, opens her hand so that all 5 fingers are splayed open, closes it into a fist, and brings her hand down. And at once you hear the dragons roar as one. A mighty cry that echoes across the watery, marshy landscape. You see in the background Lord Kellen and Lady Fair transform from being their dragonborn look into the two elder dragons you saw in the cavern, the conclave that the queen had. And these two mighty dragons, one pure white, the other emerald green, step forward, each foot shaking the landscape. From the emerald dragon, green smoke pools from his nostrils. From the white, you see her breath come out in frosty, foggy mists. Estrella, what are you doing about King Fafnir?
I had rolled a 25 Arcana to see what's going on with him.
Wow, where was that earlier?
I know.
That's a good roll for Fafnir.
Well, it's Ella, so
Sure. When you stare at Fafnir, you don't see a little dwarven king. You see a massive spirit dragon walking slowly. And you remember from when Grimm told the party about her visions of the dragon when you first came to Burke, that this looks awfully close to what she described. You also immediately sense the power of the Arkenstone that was hovering around their camp when earlier the king was not anywhere to be found, and it was the Crow Lord who came to talk with all of you and the princess. Well, now that weird energy swirls only around Fafnir.
I would like to cast Exorcism. I don't have that. It's not a real thing. I was.
Oh,
Bro.
I was actually like, I never heard that before.
I was like, we can do that, bro.
Oh, I have no idea what to do. Oh my god.
I want to see what you guys do next.
Don't sit over there sipping.
Where's my popcorn?
So what was the Arcana check that you got on him? Was he threatening?
I will say that a giant spirit dragon filled with dark demonic energy and the power of the Arkenstone, yeah, it's threatening. Yep. It don't feel good.
All right. I think I'm gonna turn to Kieran, and I'm gonna be like, I think we need to let Thonis go. This is about to get really bad.
Keladri and Yasin, I want to know what the two of you are thinking and doing. We'll start with Keladri and then we'll move to Yasin.
I don't know. Keladri kind of looks like a deer caught in headlights. I mean, I think for right now, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be to cop out like she's observing, but I don't really know. I don't feel like I have the history with Faunus to maybe talk him down. I don't know.
Aren't you related to him?
No.
Oh, but isn't he related to her? I'm very confused at this point. Who's related to whom? So, like, I don't even remember half the shit. Like, I'm sorry, guys.
Thinking of Grimm is the son Mordu was saying that supposedly all dragons are born of his father, and of course, Keladri having demonic backgrounds, and some people thinking that all demons are dragons. Like, it's just conjecture and hearsay kind of a thing.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I thought she said something. Someone said something about it. That's why I was confused.
Is there
So, how's our boy Thonis doing, though?
Well, Keladri, let me see. What do you want? You first.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Is there anything that I can tell? Can I guess, do I answer? Anything I can tell about the portal above us? I don't know. Nothing. Maybe portal powers. If there's anything.
Sure. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 7. I got a 7. 7.
Mighty 7. As you focus on the portal above you, you realize that you've been ignoring something that you could feel the whole time. But all of the hecticness of Thonis being trapped, of the battle with Mordu, of this world serpent, who, by the way, is still staring down at all of you, you can just feel his breath at this point. He's getting slowly closer.
Go away. We don't need you in the middle of this. Get out of here.
You're starting to realize that you can feel something pulling at your chest. As the portal expands, you're feeling that center, that crystal that you've associated, the center of your being, is starting to pull. And you're feeling yourself rise off the ground without doing anything. Like your body is just starting to slowly move up. As this is happening, you take 13 points of damage as you feel the portal rip your body.
Okay.
Jocelyn, what are you doing right now?
Lord.
Crying.
Yeah, just like I said before, I never agreed to any of it, Thonis. Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks, Ben.
What am I doing? I stabbed his kid. Stabbed his wings.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, but he's not mad at me right now, so shoot. And the dragons are mobilized.
They are.
But they're all fire-breathing dragons, right?
Oh no, one has green smoke and one has white mist.
Why don't you go talk your way out of it? Like
What?
you talked into this.
Well, mist is water, so I could just Greg him.
All right, I saw you. See what you're thinking.
I roll good. What do I do? This is a pickle.
As you all are thinking, the world serpent.
Oh Lord.
Estrella, I want to give you a shot first. You had your hand. You shot it up.
Right before the world serpent gets involved, I was going to do a masculine word on everyone just because I feel like something bad is about to happen.
Oh,
Sure,
well,
you
I
can do
definitely
that.
don't need it, but you're
If
good.
you want, go for it.
Masculine words so you're all getting it because I need to get Kieran and Kellandry in one. Just accept it. It's
Oh yeah, I have no health.
You don't have any health.
17 points each.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
I add that on to the top of my
No, just,
But it's indestructible.
Add that to the base HP.
it's 17 HP added to where they are, which is good because Kieran and Kelly
Wow.
took a big hit, and Kieran was pretty low.
I'm almost back to full health. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, Yasin?
So is it fair to say that we notice the giant world serpent doing?
Yep.
We notice it?
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone but you.
Well, yeah, everyone but me. Shoot, why
I'm gonna physically turn Yasin around and point his head up.
Okay, so we have a serpent, but ton of dragons, and Thonis and
Yep.
his son.
Now the world serpent leans in, and you feel this mighty breath from him. So a little fish, little seaweed, it's kelpish.
Like a boat-sized Tic Tac.
Could be worse. It really could be worse, given his size.
I'm just going. I turn to face Jormungandr.
Yep.
Just.
And
Like, what do?
actually, you can see from the side of his enormous head, he gives you a little grin, and acknowledging just the sack you have to have on you to turn and face him like that. And he gives you a little acknowledgement of, all right, not bad.
Every day I face a god. With three
All
and a half.
he does is speak in a very low, almost rumble voice. It's something you feel more than hear. And immediately you hear the other dragons respond. Then they step forward. You see Mordu look up at the world serpent and start to beg. No.
Oh.
You can't. Not like this. You don't get to make that decision for the rest of us. No. No, fuck you, Jormungandr. It's not going to end like this. And you watch as he takes 2 steps back and Mordu's skin rips apart. And from underneath, this giant, grotesque dragon appears, made of more bone than flesh. And he roars into the face of Jormungandr and begins to spit green fire into this creature's face. Yes, Grim.
I would like to try banishment.
All right.
I don't know what kind of roll I'm gonna have to do for this yet. It's a spell.
Who are you trying to banish?
The worm.
Jormungandr?
Jormungandr?
Yes. I am trying here, okay?
All right, girl.
I'll see.
You just
Roll.
banish a scale.
Just the front half where its face is would be fine.
I applaud your yeah, I applaud you. Go for it.
Okay, so I have a question real quick.
Sure.
Because usually, like most of mine are like plus this, plus that. Is that on everything or just special spells?
No, on spells.
On
plus.
spells. It's a plus.
On spells in general.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, sometimes it doesn't show it on it, so I just didn't know. I wanted to make
Have
sure
it
before I
above.
start.
On the top, you have spell attack plus. So you add that to every attack. And then if it has a plus next to it, that's to the damage.
Well, hot damn, I could have been killing more people and shit. Okay,
Gotta learn your stuff. So yeah,
and you learn something new.
yeah, so you
every
have
day.
your spells are a +9. You have a +9 to every spell that you use. For an attack.
Okay. Okay, so with that, I have a 28.
Nice.
Here's what happens. Estrella, as all of this is happening around, you kind of center yourself and bring your arm down to one side, because you only got one arm. Boom, to one side. I was going to say to either side. I'm like, you got one arm. And in that moment, healing word spreads out to your party. As Mordu transforms and spits his fire at Jormungandr, Grim steps forward and starts to summon this giant sigil in the air, making it larger and larger to try and capture the enormity of this worm. And as Grim casts Banishment, everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I need to as well?
Everybody.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm so dead. But I
Hey.
kind of love it.
Going out cool way. You're gonna fight.
True. Wisdom saving?
Constitution save.
Sorry. Okay. I have 21.
21.
I also had 21, but I accidentally click rolled in the game thing.
Oh, you're fine.
I
Nobody's worried about that, bro.
Yep. So 2 21s.
17.
17.
23.
23.
10.
The mighty Estrella. Mud.
10.
10. Wow, 2 10s, a 17, and a bunch of over 20s. The
But
over-
it's an honor to die with you.
Don't die.
the
It's
over
been
20s will take half of this damage. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm on full health. I'm fine.
10 points of damage to those above 20.
Oh
20
gosh.
points of damage to all those who didn't have over 20.
Well, it was nice being almost at full health for a second.
Hey, Chris, real quick, I sent you a text. Just so you're aware of something.
Ideas too.
It's just
Secret.
he's just saying, do I have to really do this?
Bro, please don't do this to us.
Don't do
For the 18th time, I might die.
I thought we were friends.
All right. This is a
Don't really die, please.
Here's what happens. Here's why you all receive such damage. Grim, as you try to bring this mighty serpent and banish him into another realm, he turns to stare directly at you, looks at this sigil, and just and lets forth this magical breath. In the wind, you can barely hear Fusroda.
Ah,
No.
And a shock wave of pure force slams into the beach. The sigil breaks. Kieran, Yasin, who else had above 20? Grim, you're above 20, right? Yeah. The three of you turn yourselves into this wave, and you watch as it sort of splits around either side of you as you lean in. The rest of you are taken off guard as it hits you from the side and knocks you to the ground for full damage.
Yeah, I only have one arm. I can't like catch myself or anything.
Valid point.
Mud falls, then catches Estrella as she falls on top of her.
Oh wow! Oh no!
Caladri, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Can Mud see that she's floating?
We will now.
11.
11.
He's
You
rolling
take-
with disadvantage too, by the way. He has the exhaustion.
You take 6 points of damage from this.
Okay.
Extra 6 points of damage on top of what she's already taken. This is bad, people. And she starts to rise higher into the air. At this point, all of you can see she's more than just hovering off the ground. She is feet into the air, and you can see that her chest is being pulled up her head is starting to lean back as her arms fall limp to either side, and Keladri is starting to lose control of her body as she starts to scream and move at this tearing that's happening from her chest.
I don't want to grab her because I don't want to tear her in two. But I do want to go and kneel in front of Thonis, and yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna kneel in front of Thonis and be like, look, I know we have our problems, and I know it sucks, but everything sucks worse right now.
As per usual.
If you are as genuine as you say, fix this. Use me if you have to, but fix this now.
Thonis meets your eyes, and you see his expression soft, gentle as he looks at you, and he nods. And then his expression hardens, and he looks at Kieran. Release me. Make your choice.
I'm gonna insight check him first of all.
What are you trying to find out?
We
Maybe.
can never have any kind of trust up in this group.
Oh,
Looking at his eyes, and I just want to get a read from his eyes.
Yep.
Insight is sorry. Where is my insight? Oh, there it goes. Oh, that is a lot. 25.
Okay. As you stare into his eyes, you feel your entire body fully engulf in this spirit form. Holding him has taken that much out of you. In his eyes, you see determination. You see a burning desire to fix what is happening. You stare into the eyes of someone who thinks they're the hero in this story, and he's begging you to let him go.
Show them who you really are. And I'm going to allow my physical form to fully be consumed, to turn the spirit stone, the soul stone, into basically the energy and power that it's provided me. And I am going to give it to Thonis and release him.
Here's what happens. Kieran, as you use up the last of your energy and feed it into the stone cracks and then shatters. All of that stored energy pools into Thonis's body. You watch as his skin, his hair, his clothes restore to a bright brilliance. And he slowly stands. And you realize that all of a sudden, he's the tallest person there, towering above mud. He reaches and touches Keladri, and you feel a shockwave emanate from her body as she slowly starts to lower to the ground. Thonis looks up into the sky and stretches his arms to either side and starts to close the rift that's above you all. Kieran, as your spirit fades into the next plane, Thaunis looks at you and nods. And in your mind, you hear him say, I will make this right. And in that moment, all of you watch as Thaunis turns from this large man into the most magnificent black dragon you have ever seen. His horns extend back and up to support a crown that rings around his head. He continues with his wings to flap into the air and raise into the very tear that you have all caused. From his belly comes this golden light that radiates up his throat. He tilts his head upwards and shoots it into the tavern. All of his artifacts that you have collected swirl around him like electrons swirling around an atom. And the light from his mouth gets brighter. Mordu continues to fight against Jormungandr, but turns to see his father and rages and launches at his father's body.
How big is this dragon? Mordu.
Mordu is the size of a house.
Can I grapple him?
Sure.
A house? You're gonna grapple a house?
Grapple that house, girl.
At least his head or his muzzle or his.
No, I
horn,
got you. I was just playing.
like.
Roll strength. Roll strength. Add everything you got for strength. Estrella,
Yeah.
you feel a surge of dark energy to your left, and you watch as Fafnir's body is torn apart to reveal a dark dragon underneath.
Oh, bye, Fafnir. Sorry, buddy. That's a rough way to go.
His scales glow with green and purple energy, and he has gems embedded into his spine, across his wings, protruding from his elbows. He looks like a black crystal dragon. And he as well roars and launches at the dragon form of Thaunis as Thaunis continues to fly into the rip between realms. What is your strength?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Anybody else want to try any last minute shit? Yes, please, raise your hands.
I wanted to do Crown of Madness on the other dragon.
Okay. Estrella, what do you want to do?
I want to use I'm gonna pretend that sharks are like or dragons are like sharks, and I want to use Mage Hand and just flick them on the nose and tell them to stop.
Okay. A mighty flick.
Sorry.
Roll strength and add your arcana to it.
At this point, I don't know.
Wait, so Fafnir is doing.
Fafnir just got torn apart.
Yeah.
Big old dragon came.
Yeah, I got that.
I'm flicking him on the nose.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to try and grab more dew with more water, like around his tail, like like a
So
water.
there's only one going after him right now?
2. So think of Thaunis in the center, and from
Yeah.
either side is this dragon Fafnir, and more dew as a dragon.
Okay, so I'm going after Fafnir.
Okay.
Yeah, so Emily and Melissa are going after Fafnir.
And
me
Mud and Yasin are going after more dew. That's right, because y'all continuing that fight. Teledry, is there anything that you would like to do in this moment as well to aid either side, or to offer aid to Thaunis?
Oh, okay. Do you think that is it possible for me to create a portal between Is Fafnir is smaller than, I'm assuming Fafnir is smaller than Mordu, or are they about the same size?
No, Fafnir is bigger than Mordu. Mordu is the smallest of the dragons there.
I'm gonna try. Can I create a portal between, like, in front of Mordu and between Faunus and Mordu? I don't know if that.
Sure. I'll even allow you to try and create a portal between both of them.
Okay, I'll do that then. Yeah.
I want you to roll 2 d20s, one for each portal. Kieran,
Mhm.
is there any last bit of energy you want to do?
Before you.
I'm just gonna kind of, as I'm kind of consumed in Thonus's mind, just be standing in the wispy white space and tell him to protect my friends. And I'm going to disperse my energy, and see if I can at least give each of them a bonus of some sort, like a boost of energy in the last little dissipating wisp that is Kieran's life.
Roll a d12.
A d12?
So upsetting.
Yep, this will be the bonus you give to everybody.
My bro, your bro.
What's up?
7.
7. Everybody gets a +7 to whatever you're doing. Add 7 more to that.
Oh shit.
Now,
Sorry.
Kieran, in this moment, you have a chance to speak to your friends. Do you have any last words for the party?
I guess you all kind of see that wisping white, very Zelda-like flash of Kieran standing in the distance, slightly silhouetted. And you all kind of hear the same thing of, we made the right choice. As long as my friends are alive, it was the best decision. Take care and remember why we started this journey. And then he kind of just fades.
With those last words, all of you feel Kieran's energy pool through you. Here's what happens in the last moments. Yasin, Mud, give me numbers. What'd you roll?
27.
27.
Wait.
So you're trying to get, so it's a strength check, and you're adding 7.
What was I rolling? 24.
24 and 27. As Mordu rages and flies towards his father, Mud, you catch one of his ankles. And Kieran, your water wraps around his midsection. Or Yasin, Yasin, your water wraps around his midsection, and you watch as the two of you, each an arm extended out, Captain America hold this dragon with your biceps just popping. Everything's like, ah! And you are raging against this creature as he screams. Grim and Estrella, your roles. Oh, looks like Melissa lost her audio. Come on,
12.
Melissa. 12. Melissa's connecting. We don't know if she charged her headphones.
Headphones are still on.
Her headphones are still on. She just got to work that magic. You got to work that magic. We're right here. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Oh.
No, Melissa's gonna do a thing. She's gonna do a thing.
No, she died too.
she's gonna log out and come back in. That makes sense.
She's gone.
Should I split the 7 between my 2 rolls?
No, add it to both.
Okay. All right, cool.
You're gonna need it.
I know.
Here in sacrifice will mean something.
You know, it means I'll never get the bounty on your head. I'm just going to point that out.
And as I'm like dissipating into the mist, she's like, you still owe me a bounty.
Yes.
Get your ghost ass back here.
Get your ghost ass. Melissa. Melissa.
Speak to us from the void.
Are you there?
Like now I can't even see her camera.
We now go to commercial break.
No, we can't hear you. Can you hear us? No, she can't hear us. Maybe just use the audio from. I'm saying like she can hear me. Let me type this. Just use the audio from the.
So good at finding words.
No, still can't hear you.
We interrupt this broadcast for a commercial break. Buy your fancy new miniature dwarf. Only for $9.99. Painted like crap because it wasn't done by effective painter artist.
Effective painter.
It's okay.
Now.
Yeah. Little commercial break. I'm going to pause this song because it's freaking good and it's what I want for this moment. So.
Freaking good.
What's happening? I don't know if it's the storm or what, but it won't let me get the fucking audio.
Have you tried changing the in settings and changing where your audio input's coming from?
I unplugged
I hear
my
her.
headphones.
There it is.
My headphones.
You're good now.
You're good now.
Oh, that's why it's echoing.
Cool. All right, we're good. We're good.
What was that? It is raining really bad outside. I don't know if it messed with the internet connection or what.
It might have. It might have.
Let's get
All
back.
right,
all
let's get
done,
back in.
everything's fine.
We're almost done. What is your number? So Estrella rolled a 12, and Grim
36.
30 because she's got some bitchin' numbers. Whew.
Carry me through this. Let's go.
Sorry about all that technical stuff.
You're good. As this corrupted, cursed dragon Fafnir rises into the sky, a mage hand shoots out from Estrella and flicks his nose. And for a second, he literally is like, "What?" And it's just enough time for Grim to what is it that you did, Grim?
Crown of Madness. It means I
Crown of
basically
Madness.
have control over him.
Yep. And in that moment, Grim, you feel yourself locked into a battle with this corrupted dragon. He's too powerful for you to control fully, but you have stalled him in his flight as he just stares at you and curses your name. Grim. Caladri, your numbers.
26 and 24.
26 and 24. Feeling fully restored from Thaunis's touch, you raise your hands and cause 2 portals to appear. And you throw them out towards either dragon. protecting Thaunis on either side of him as these two dragons fight to reach their target. Thaunis continues to rise into the sky, and his light starts to fill the portal, grab its edges, and continue to close it. And you watch it swirl now as a big golden vortex. I want everyone to make one final Constitution saving throw.
Boots for luck.
18.
Son of a bitch.
A low number.
Oh.
7,
11.
11. Grim, 22.
22, yeah.
22. Keladri,
19.
19.
Dirty 20.
In this moment, you see Jormungandr pull back. And you hear him speak in your native languages. The language of the giants for Mud. The language of tieflings for Grim and Keladri. He speaks in Elvish for Estrella, and speaks as a water genasi for Yasin. And you hear this one phrase. Not yet, but soon. You're on the right path. And you feel another force breath come from him. And as his breath washes over all of you, it combines with Thaunis' magic. And the portal turns gold into a rainbow of colors that swirl across the night sky. In that moment, your magics can no longer hold on, and they drop at the sheer force of what is happening. And it's too late for Fafnir and for Mordu to do anything. But they try, and they rage, and they beat their wings, and they climb into the sky, and the sky flashes a brilliant white light, so strong and powerful that everyone is blinded. You hear the gasps of the dwarves and the dragons. And you can hear in the distance Hiccup's voice. Shit. And you feel a rush of energy. And in that energy, you can feel Kieran saying goodbye. You can feel Thaunis saying thank you. And you can also hear Thaunis say, I'm sorry. As your vision returns, you blink and look around. The first thing that you all notice is that you're in a room made entirely of wood, sitting at a wooden table on wooden chairs. There's only one door and no windows. The only light comes from a small candle in the center of the table. And you can all barely see each other's faces in the flickering light. The next thing you notice is you don't know who any of these people are sitting around you. And as you really think about it, you don't know who you are either. But you're all there. Yasin, Estrella, Grim, Keladri, Mud, and somebody new. Someone you all actually have never met. But it doesn't matter, because none of you know who you are, or who everyone else is. And as this realization slowly sinks in, you realize that there's something important that you have to do, but you can't remember what it is. A click at the door as the hinges slowly open, and this old wizard walks in, looking at the table. Well, it's about time you got here. We've got to get this underway.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
What is
Holy crap.